Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be taking a look at a work in progress ship. It's the Tier 3 Royal Navy battleship, the HMS Dreadnought. The name Dreadnought actually comes from dread not, as in afraid of nothing, or some variation of that. And it's actually been used for many other Royal Navy ships, but this one is special because the HMS Dreadnought revolutionized the battleships. To the degree that the ships that came after the Dreadnought are called Dreadnoughts, and the ship that preceded the Dreadnought are called pre-Dreadnoughts. She revolutionized many things from what I understand in battleship design, one of which is the fact that she focuses on main batteries. Turns out that the battleships before her were, they had a few main, few large caliber guns, but they seem to mostly focus on secondary armament. The Dreadnought doesn't do that. Another thing that the Dreadnought brought is that she was the first battleship, or ship, I think it's battleship, that used steam turbines, which made her the fastest battleship when she was launched. By the way, from the sources I found, well, what a quick Google search, so I didn't look too much into it. Her top speed is supposedly 21 knots. In the game, her top speed is 20 knots, even with a speed flag. So, wargaming? What's going on? Shouldn't she be slightly faster? But perhaps it's a balancing consideration, I don't really know. The ship feels fine, but it's a tier 3 battleship. Watch that Tenryu get citadeled. See? It's like I know things. It's as though I might have played this match before making this video. Well, like I said, it's a tier 3 battleship. It's kinda hard for me to comment on whether she's good. I can say that she's not bad. I didn't feel like she suffered from anything. She's about as fast as the other tier 3 battleships. She's about as stealthy, she's about as healthy, her guns seem to deal about the same amount of damage. They seem to be about as accurate, well, more accurate than the Kawachi probably, because I don't remember being able to hit ships with the Kawachi. But I don't know if she's better than a Nassau, for example, so hard to tell for me, because I just don't play this tier enough, and I suspect that most players that are going to buy this ship probably don't play this tier much either. And I suppose they'll buy the ship because of the name and its historical, history, or historical value. By the way, if you didn't know, the only Dreadnought that still exists in the world is the USS Texas. Apparently all the other ones are gone. Kinda sad, isn't it? Anyways, Tier 3 is just kinda boring to play because the ships don't do all that much. Although a destroyer is fine because destroyers kind of play like they do at the higher tiers because they're similar speed, they're actually more maneuverable, and they still have smoke screens and they still have effective torpedoes and all those things. And because enemy players are actually worse at dodging things, well, you might even have a better time playing a DD, but as a battleship, it's you just sail towards enemies, then you shoot them, and that's kinda it. At this tier, you don't even have to be too worried about being citadeled because, well, you're mostly playing against players that aren't very experienced. You're literally seal clubbing, like I am right now in a triple division, with a Qatari and a Variag. I don't actually know why he's playing the Variag. I don't think that ship was excellent, but, whatever he wants. By the way, I'm actually faster than the Qatari. Yep, a battleship that's faster. Isn't that amazing? Well, that St. Louis is also a seal clubber, clearly, since he's in a division, and he seems to actually know more or less what he's doing. You'll see that later why I think so. It's a standard battle as well, which makes this match even more boring because there are no real objectives to fight over, so we're just going to be sailing around and shooting things. And that's kinda it. By the way, that St. Louis used the horn, and you could see it, which was cool. That's what the horn sounds like on this ship. Sounds nice. doesn't sound like a train like some ships do, which I appreciate. I don't know why some ships sound like trains, but maybe they did in real life too. It's hard to tell because it's not exactly information you'll find like on Wikipedia or something, or even an encyclopedia most of the time, unless it's some kind of a curious thing. Oh, another thing that kind of makes playing Tier 3 as a battleship boring is the fact that the cruisers you'll run into are protected cruisers quite often, which means that citadeling them is difficult, because you just can't hit the citadel very easily. And because of that, well, there isn't a whole lot of knowledge involved where you're supposed to aim, which I guess is perfect for low tiers. Okay, Nassau showing broadside. Let's take... Oh, never mind, I led way too much. Wow. Wow. I expected that ship to be almost twice as fast as she actually ended up being. That's a bit embarrassing. Well, on the bright side though, the map is small enough that it's not possible to run too far away, which I suppose people in higher tiers might actually appreciate. Although I suppose the concealment ranges at that tier are a bit problematic on a small map like this one. Okay, we're gonna take out that Nassau, and I mean, we're winning pretty handily. We've only lost 4 ships, the enemy has lost 6 ships, and I'm still healthy. The Qatari on our team should still be healthy. I don't know about the Variag. And we should be able to take this Nassau down. Oh, we've actually lost 5 ships at this point. That's interesting. I suppose the one dangerous part in this match could end up being that the enemy destroyers are left alive and that they are able to threaten me or us with stealth torpedoing. But I find that kind of unlikely. I think it just won't work out for them. Okay, a fire by the St. Louis. I told you that he's a seal clubber. Okay, this Urian, come on. We can hit her. We can citadel her and sink her, right? No, not really. 3 over penetrations. Still got bullseye, but it's 3 over penetrations. Why would you say bullseye? But the Urian ran aground, so it should be a bunch of easy shots, right? I mean, it's a stationary ship, which should make her really easy to hit, right? Especially since she's not moving and she seems to be stuck. Look, I aimed exactly like in the middle of the ship. I hit a massive 2 shells for over penetrations. That's amazing, isn't it? She's still stationary. Let's try again. Notice how I literally got 0 hits on that salvo from 5.4 kilometers. Isn't that amazing? I don't know why it's so difficult to hit stationary ships in this game, but for some reason it is, and yeah, that's a problem. Well, she's gonna go down eventually, and by that point we'll be okay. Okay, well, the Wakataka in front of me went down. That's good. And my worries about the enemy having too many destroyers left has been removed because they don't have any destroyers left. Okay, goodbye Urian, and I guess we're gonna sink this Nassau next. Apparently our team has taken the lead. We are now in the lead. Goodbye Nassau. And it's only the seal clubbing St. Louis left, right? I'm the perfect person to talk about that because it's not like I'm seal clubbing myself. But I mean, we have 6 ships. I think we're gonna win. By the way, have you ever noticed that the Tier 3 American cruiser has more HP than the Tier 3 American battleship? For some reason, the St. Louis just has a higher maximum HP than the South Carolina, I think at least. And by the way, I just got the Citadel on the St. Louis. Apparently that's something rare, because her Citadel is supposed to be quite protected. So I did not expect that one. But I also don't expect to be able to sink her before she gets behind that island. hopefully she doesn't sink me before I get behind the island. Because I think if she got like a fire again, that might be bad news. Also, Kazutsky has a nice 4 kills already. So he's probably gonna get his Kraken this game. Unless we steal the kill before he gets it. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, I think I would have preferred this match to be domination. But I mean, I've done my 59,000 damage. While that might not seem like a lot if you're used to higher tier gameplay, I think the average at this tier is like 25 to 30,000 damage or something along those lines. So I'm talking for battleships, so that's pretty decent. But then again, it's seal clubbing, so you kind of expect that even if the ship wouldn't be good. Oh, by the way, speaking of dreadnoughts and pre-dreadnoughts, if you want an in-game example, the Mikasa is a pre-dreadnought, and as if you've ever tried the ship, you should know how excellent her main batteries are compared to her secondaries. And so that's an in-game example of the difference. That's also why the Mikasa is tier 2, while the ship is tier 3. Come on, St. Louis, you know, you want to come out from behind that island, you have no chance of victory at this point. You are probably not going to detonate all of us. See, I'm going full speed in a straight line, I'm 19.9 knots. Wargaming, where's my 21 knots? Okay, 20.1, but that's still not 21 knots. I think I'm gonna just not finish that St. Louis off, because I think Qatari behind me would like that kill instead for his Kraken Unleashed. I wonder what captain skills I have. It seems like I have some weird skills on this captain. But here's the match that ended. I let my division mate get his Kraken Unleashed, because it just makes sense to be nice to other people sometimes. 61,880 damage. Didn't get number 1 in XP, but close enough to the Qatari. Although it does make me wonder, what would my team be doing if we weren't on this team? Because we sunk 8 of the 12 enemy ships. I feel like they would have lost quite miserably. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hope you enjoyed a look into the Dreadnought. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon, and thank you very much for your continued support, Activo2, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.